The Glass Castle by Jeannette Walls. Audiobook summary and review by StoryShots. Your parents chose poverty. On purpose. Introduction. Most people remember childhood as a sanctuary. Jeannette Walls remembers digging through trash for dinner. That's the opening contradiction of this memoir. A story about brilliant, charismatic parents who chose chaos over stability and how their daughter survived it anyway. When love coexists with harm. Jeannette's father, Rex, was a physics genius. Her mother, Rosemary, was a trained teacher and talented artist. Yet the children regularly went hungry, lived without electricity, and moved constantly to stay ahead of bill collectors. This wasn't neglect born of ignorance. It was a deliberate lifestyle choice. The tension cuts deep. Your parents love you and genuinely believe they're giving you something better. But you're still hungry. You still don't have winter clothes. One time I saw a woman on the street, and I realized it was my mother. She was digging through a dumpster. The opposite of love isn't hate. It's indifference. And sometimes love inflicts wounds hate never could. Chaos forces you to become resourceful. At 3 years old, Jeannette caught fire while boiling hot dogs unsupervised. At 13, she managed the family's non-existent finances. The children didn't just survive their childhood, they engineered their own escape from it. The same parents who failed at basic care also taught their children to think independently and question authority. Rex taught Jeannette advanced mathematics and astronomy. The chaos forced them to become resourceful in ways stable childhoods never demand. Things usually work out in the end. If they don't, it means it's not the end yet. The framework that saves you can also be the one that broke you first. You can leave without betraying where you came from. Jeannette eventually escaped to New York, became a successful journalist, and built the stable life her parents never gave her. But stability doesn't erase the past. Years later, when she sees her homeless mother digging through trash, she faces the central paradox of dysfunctional families. You can't save people who don't think they need saving. The power isn't in condemning Rex and Rosemary. It's in the refusal to flatten them into villains. They were selfish and destructive. They were also funny, loving, and utterly convinced they were right. Most people want a clean verdict. Good parents or bad parents. What you get instead is harder. Flawed humans who genuinely loved their children and genuinely harmed them, sometimes in the same moment. You should never hate anyone, even your worst enemies. Not if you want to be a good person. If this changed how you think about family and forgiveness, someone in your life probably needs to hear it too. Final summary. This summary of The Glass Castle threads together the contradiction of loving but harmful parents, the survival skills born from chaos, and the refusal to choose between loyalty and escape. You can honor where you came from without letting it define where you're going. But the full story contains layers this couldn't touch. The memoir details specific survival strategies the children used, the symbolic meaning of the glass castle Rex promised to build, and the complex relationship between siblings as they processed their childhood differently. We're putting together the full summary of The Glass Castle, a memoir by Jeannette Walls right now with a visual infographic and animated video. You can follow the book in the StoryShots app to get it the moment it's ready.